everyone, it's Nisha. So today is a beautiful day. I feel like spring is just around the corner, although it's still quite cold, but today is a beautiful sunny day. As you can see, I've done my own little Easter decoration. I know Easter is not here yet, but this makes me very spring-like. So what I did, I don't know, let me just put it up a bit so you can see a bit better. I went on one of my walks with Louis. I found this tree that grows these fluffy things. I didn't know what it was called. I thought they were catkins, but they are not exactly catkins. So I looked on Google and tried to find the picture of it, and there it is, and it's actually called pussy willow. So I've got some pussy willow in my background now for the spring, and I bought those decorative little Easter eggs to hang on it. I think it looks really pretty. So anyway, today I thought I will do the rest of my Q&As because there was a bit more. I didn't want the other video to be too long. But first of all, let me tell you, so when I did the video about my current Holy Grail product, and I talked about Laura Mercier Ritual, I got loads of responses underneath saying it's back in Sephora, and I almost exploded. I was so fast on my computer and looking if it's back here in the UK, but it isn't. So I went begging, and one of my friends got me too, so she is sending me some. So I'm ecstatic, because I would say one of those compacts, unless if you use it every single day, it probably lasts you 6 months. But if you use it more, like I use it more from spring right to the end of the autumn, I suppose. So I would say that one of these lasts me a year, so I'm okay. So yes, that was very exciting. Another thing, and I don't know if I talked about it in one of my Get Ready With Me videos, about the rapid lash. I said to you, oh, my lashes are not as good, and I am on my 3rd tube, and before my lashes looked fabulous, and now the rapid lash doesn't seem to be doing anything. And a few of you said that to go and look on Paula's Choice Beautypedia, and they've said that the formula has been changed. So they used to have this active ingredient, which is really a medical ingredient that is in New Lash, and New Lash is much more expensive. They had a very similar ingredient in Rapid Lash, but I don't know if New Lash sued them for it or something like that, so they removed that. So I don't think it has any active ingredients. Well, it has some peptides, so it's basically just nourishing, moisturizing serum. It does not, you're not supposed to help now your lashes grow thicker and longer, sadly. So I thought I'd tell you that, because if you watched my previous videos and you thought, oh god, your hair lashes are so lovely, and just save your money, because it is cheaper than New Lash, but it is still £40 here. So, you know, if it's not going to do anything, I'm not going to buy another one, that's for sure. I will have to look for an alternative. I don't know if I want to New Lash, because that's very expensive. I don't know, I will see, but I am very sad about that, because it was good for the price and it really worked. It's just disappointing that companies are not honest, because I would have never known about it, that the formula has changed, if one of you didn't tell me, and then I went to read it on Paula's Choice. So save your money, no more Rapid Lash. Okay, let's get back to some questions. So another question I got was, who is my favorite makeup guru? First of all, I absolutely hate the term makeup guru. I don't consider myself a makeup or beauty guru. So I don't have favorite makeup gurus as such. I have favorite people that I watch that do makeup, and they are usually people like Jaclyn Hill, love her, Lauren Curtis, Makeup Geek, Candy Johnson, who else? I probably watch those the most when I want to look at some inspiring makeup tutorials. But I watch all sorts. I watch decorating, I watch organizing, I watch people just chatting, although I'm not that into vlogs. I don't tend to follow people that their channels are just vlog and just going about their daily life. There is few that I will watch now and again because I like them as people and I consider them my friends. So now and again I will watch their vlog and see what they're up to. But if you meant favorite people that do makeup, then they will be the ones that I've just told you about. Okay, oh, this question I always dread. Diet and fitness. What is my diet and my fitness regimen? How do I stay? Few people say so skinny. Oh my god, I am not skinny, people. I am very curvaceous. I am I don't know how much I weigh in pounds. 140. I reckon I weigh about 155 pounds. And I think that is a good solid size. That is not skinny. Let me tell you my diet story. Okay, I used to be the happiest at 126 pounds, which is 9 stone. And the last time I was that weight was when I got married, and then after I had Max, because after I had Max I had postnatal depression and I lost quite a lot of weight and I went back to 126 pounds. And then it sort of crept up. And I would say my weight, my ideal, not ideal for what I want. I would love to be 126 pounds. But what my body tends to like being around, or used to like being around, is 10 stone, which is 140 pounds. And then 4 years ago, I gave up smoking. And when I gave up smoking, I put on, I think, 20 pounds, like that. And that is, you know, that always happens. There is nothing you can do about it because naturally you get rid of one habit, you need to substitute it with another, which is usually picking, eating, doing something with your hands. And you know, it used to really upset me putting all this weight on, but I'm over it. Don't get me wrong, I would love, like I said, I would love to be 126 pounds. But I don't know now, maybe I would look too skinny and too gaunt at my age. I think at some point, you know, it's this saying, at our age you have to choose your face or your arse. If you want skinny arse, you're gonna have a wrinkly face because all these darlings is drooping and losing volume, so the more weight you lose, the more gaunt you're gonna look. So I can't say I've chosen my arse because I want to be slimmer, but obviously I don't care about it so much because, and that brings me to my next thing, diet. I cannot do diets. I actually just did not long ago, started doing the Dukan diet because Jerry did it and she's doing fantastically on it. I will, if I remember, I will link her video when she talks about her diet. She's lost something like 30 pounds now, if not more. And it is quite easy. It's very similar to Atkins, but healthier, in the respect that you don't eat the just protein fast long and you don't eat the high fat like on Atkins. And the first phase is like this attack phase, protein attack or something. And I did 5 days of it or a week and I lost 6 pounds. And that was the end of my diet. So I don't have any willpower. And like I said, I would love to be slimmer, but I can't be bothered to do anything about it. I don't exercise, which is shameful, but what can I do? I never liked it. I like exercise. I like walking, you know, but I would never run. I hate going to the gyms. I've joined gyms so many times, wasted so much money. I just cannot get myself motivated. And walking is probably the only thing that I enjoy. I can walk for hours. If the weather is nice, I love it. But working out, I don't do any of it, and I wish I would. You know, like people say, oh, when you start exercising, you eventually get addicted. Well, I've never done exercise for long enough to get addicted, so no. One thing I wanted to tell you is don't get so obsessed with the weight, with the size you are, because that can be so destroying. First of all, weighing is so pointless. I never weigh, well, I weigh myself, but so rarely. I know when I'm putting weight on. I know when the clothes I have are really tight on me. And I haven't changed sizes for a long time. So even when I was at 150 pounds, I'm still in the size right now. Thank God for stretchy jeans and lycra. But I know when I put weight on, because I'm starting to bulging out of those things, and they are harder to do up. You know I don't need to get on a scale to tell me this and depress myself even more. I know people that weigh themselves every day. I think that would just do my head in. I'll be suicidal by now, I think. So don't weigh yourself. One, every scale is different. Two, you could be slimmer than me, you could be more toned than me and weigh more than me. And that is because muscle weighs more than fat. I probably have mostly fat. There isn't much muscle in my body. I've got probably good muscles in my jaw because I talk a lot, but that's about it. I'm not so obsessed with losing weight and how much I weigh on my scales. I want to look good, so I want to look toned. And for that, you don't necessarily have to run and do aerobic and get yourself out of breath. I think you need some weights and just do some toning exercises. And I'm going to really try to do like some squats or something, because I need to tone my thighs. So that one thing. The other thing, sizes, clothing sizes. Sizes have changed so much over the years. You know, like they say Marilyn Monroe supposedly was size 14, the UK size 14, and we all think, brilliant, I look like Marilyn Monroe. Well, you don't, because size 14 those days was much smaller than it is now. Things evolve. You know, a long time ago, clothes were made to measure. There was no mass-produced clothes. How can you have size 12 in one dress in 500 shops to fit size 12 every single woman? We are all different shapes, you know, so it's impossible. And I can be anywhere between, say, size 10 and 14 UK. So if I go to shops, I sometimes have to take 3 sizes of the same thing into the changing room. The sizes even vary in the same shop. Like if I go to Next and I buy jeans, I have jeans from Next that are 10 and I have jeans from Next that are 14. Have you noticed that in some shops size 10 will be much smaller than in the next shop? The shop size, they stuff differently depending on what their target audience is. So I don't ever worry about the size. Because if you do, like I said, it's so destroying. You try to squeeze in something that is far too small for you and makes you look worse. So I wouldn't buy something size 12 just because it's size 12, even if it doesn't fit me properly, because that once you start getting these bulges coming out, you actually look fatter, because you look like you know, everything is too small for you. As soon as you go up the size and it fits you perfectly, you look much better. So honestly, don't worry about the weight and about the size, clothes size. Just worry about being healthy. The worst thing for you is sugar, and I've just spat all over myself. I'm obviously very passionate about this subject. I don't eat much sweets, but I get sugar from my bread. Although I even try to eat good bread, I don't ever really eat white bread. But you know, carbohydrates are sugar, and sugar is your biggest enemy, honestly. Sugar, as soon as you eat it, is absorbed very quickly, and it doesn't fill you up for long, so you feel hungry again very shortly afterwards. And we need sugar, we need carbohydrates, but the good ones for energy. So if you eat loads and loads of sugar, your body distributes this sugar for energy, and whatever is left that you haven't used up stores it as fat. And eating sugar is the quickest way of putting weight on. I'm not dietitian and I'm not exactly someone that should preach about it. I think another thing is you know, the person you live with. Like my husband has never ever told me that I should lose weight, that I'm too big, and he's seen me from, you know, he's seen me even smaller, because in fact when I was 22, when I came to England, I was only 110 pounds, and I think when I've met Paul, I was 115. So he's seen me from like 115 pounds, which is like 8 stone, to the biggest I've been was probably 160 pounds. So he's seen me all sorts of shapes and sizes, and he's never been bothered. He loves me for me, not for my weight. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. If your partner or your husband or whoever keeps telling you should lose weight, you should lose weight, then I suppose it makes you always feel insecure. So that's my diet and fitness. I try to eat pretty healthy, and I eat a lot of salads, and I eat vegetables, and I eat fruit, but I never ever deny myself. So I suppose what I eat right now every day, I eat as much as I burn, because I stay always the same weight. So I know that if I want to lose weight, I just have to eat a bit less and move a bit more. Simple as that. You don't need to go on any drastic diet. But I can't be bothered, you know, and if I want something, I just can't deny it myself. And you know, girls, a certain time of the month, chocolate, I just have to have it, otherwise I would have to murder someone. So there you have it. That was a very, very long answer. Apart from makeup and clothes, what do I like to buy? That might surprise you, but I like buying domestic appliances. I hate cleaning, but I have to do it. And I like to have all the gadgets that will make it as easy as possible. I must say I quite enjoy vacuuming. So at some point I had 5 different vacuum cleaners. I had a couple of stair ones, one for downstairs, one for upstairs. There was a period in my life that I was very obsessed with vacuum cleaners. Right now I just have 2, which is not too bad. I also like things, you know, kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. So I enjoy buying, and of course anything to do with organizing, boxes, little containers, anything like that. Love it. Okay, what do I do to relax? I find it very difficult to relax. Like, I cannot go to spa and have a massage and oh, it just annoys me. I could not lie there for an hour having facial or massage because my brain just goes and goes and goes round and round, and I'm thinking I could be doing this, could be doing that. I cannot relax. However, in the evening, I just like sitting on a sofa, watch telly, but what I mostly do in the evening is take care of my YouTube channel, which means I might be editing, I might be uploading, I might be answering your comments, I'll be watching someone else's videos, responding to commenting on their videos and stuff like that, and I find that relaxing. In the summer, or as soon as it's nice and warm, one of my favorite activities is hanging my laundry outside. As sad as it might seem, I love it. Honestly, this is like the favorite activity of the day, standing out there and hanging my laundry out. Oh, someone wanted me to show you my wedding photo, and some of you probably seen the one in the kitchen, but I have one here. That's one that always just stands in my living room. As you probably know, we got married in Barbados, so you can see the ocean behind us. I had a big meringue princess dress because I am a princess. Paul wasn't too happy because it was Barbados, was very hot, and he had a shirt, cravat, waistcoat and a long jacket which I chose for him, whereas I had this off-shoulder dress. So someone asked me as well about economy in the UK, what it's like. I mean, it would take a very long time, but to be short and sweet, UK is very, very, very expensive place to live. Houses are so expensive. I am always so jealous looking whenever I watch programs about buying houses in the US, you know, Florida. How much you get for your money there is unbelievable. Here, I suppose because England is such a tiny island, such a tiny country, and there is constant demand for housing, especially now. We've got European Union and we have people traveling from all different European countries and live here. We need more and more houses. I mean, houses are being built everywhere. You hardly get any garden with your house now if you have a new house. Old houses are still okay, but new houses you get tiny garden because it's all about quantity. And there is house next to the house next to the house, almost on top of each other, and the prices are very, very high. So if you wanted, if I see like an average villa when I watch programs about holidays in Florida, and I would say if you brought that villa here, and also it depends which part of UK. The south is much, much more expensive. That's where I live, down south. If you brought that villa here, it would be £1 million at least. And I'm talking average size villa, big 4-5 bedrooms, you know, with big open plan downstairs. It would be £1 million up. That's how expensive the houses are. I feel very, very sorry for youth of today, you know, the young people that they come out of university, one, they can't get a job, they already have a debt coming out of university because they borrowed money to study. It's hard to get a job. When you get a job, try to get deposit to put down for your house. It's almost impossible. If your parents don't help you, I don't know how young people these days do it. So it's very, very hard, and I'm sure the economy is hard everywhere these days, but it is very expensive. And the last question, my recipe for long and happy marriage. Well, we've been married now for, oh my god, it was our wedding anniversary, 16 years, but we've been together 20. We've been together 20 years. And believe me, it hasn't been, you know, easy all the way. I think you have to work as a team. It is very important. You have to think you're in it together, not against each other. Don't ever, which we sometimes do, we almost like in competition with each other. You know, when you have an argument about doing something, it's almost like this competition, who did more, who does more. And I did this, but I'm doing this, and that is terrible. That is recipe for disaster, because you're competing with each other. You have to treat your marriage as almost as a business. You are a team, you're in it together, and you're working towards the same goal. And the same with children. I tell you, if you have children, you will know that children probably cause most of your arguments in a marriage, because children will try to play you against each other all the time. And again, you have to think you are a team and the child is your enemy. That's how I explain it. You are a team and the child is your enemy, and you have to stick together in order to win this war. I know it might sound horrific, but that's the only analogy I can think of. As soon as you know, for example, say my husband is telling Max off for something, even if I don't agree with it, I will never say it in front of my son. I will say it afterwards to my husband. I might say, well, I don't think that was right what you said, or whatever, and we can discuss it without Max hearing it. Because as soon as they get tiny bit of thinking that you on their side, that's it. They're gonna play you against each other. So that's very important. And of course, third thing is probably money. People argue about money, but you know, you have to argue. It's normal. It is very hard to, you know, hopefully if you're in a marriage, you think you're in it for life, and it is hard, you know, being with the same person, and because we know each other so well by then, we know what makes us tick, we know which buttons to push, and we always had the ones closest to us because of those reasons. But you know, if you have that love and respect is very, very important. You get through it, you know. We've been through stuff, don't get me wrong. I don't believe anybody that says we never argue, we've never argued, we just have this fantastic perfect marriage. It does not exist. It's impossible. I don't know, I just think marriage is, you have to work at it, simple as that. You can't give up at the first, you know, sign of trouble, or you can't, because you would be married 500 times. You just have to work at it and be honest with each other and try to work stuff out together. You know, I consider Paul to be my best friend. There is no one else that I would tell anything but Paul. You know, he's my best friend. I know that I feel safe with him. Yeah, just stick together, think of each other as a team. You're a team and you're in it together, and that's it really. Okay, so these were all the questions. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye.